My oh my. We got some big news coming. Some big news coming down the old pipeline. Take a look at this. We're here joined by my YouTube and Twitch chat. They'll all say hello right now, I'm sure. Patch 10.0 map rotation. Ascent. Out. Sunset. Out. Fracture in. Lotus in. Now, for those of you wondering, when is patch 10.0? I think generally you get 12 patches in kind of a, you know, a number. So like you'll get to 9.12 and then the next one will be 10, I think. So we're on 9.10 now. So in like a month and a half's time, we should get patch 10.0. There might be a bit of a break for the Christmas break. So probably in the new year, probably early 2025, patch 10.0 will come out and this will become the new map pool. Obviously, there's a lot of things to talk about here, right? Number one, because obviously we've just had pretty recently a map rotation, right? We just had a map rotation, it feels like, not that long ago. So why on earth have Riot decided to do this? Well, I think there's a couple reasons why Riot has decided to do this, okay? The first reason is because Sunset is still broken. That is the first reason I think that they've decided to do this. If I had to guess, this was probably always in the works of what the next map rotation was going to be. I think that they might have pushed this forward a bit, in part because Sunset is broken. Very recently, we got Sunset changes, right? And so you would have thought, hey, you just changed Sunset. Why all of a sudden are you rotating it out? Well, it was because, as we saw in the Game Changers Championship, Shopify Rebellion still kind of proved that if you really wanted to, you still could play a B main post-plant spam and still find a lot of success with doing it. Essentially, all you actually needed was for your controller to be alive and to smoke yourself off. And as long as you could do that, you essentially still could do the Sunset B post-plant spam. So that is one of the reasons that I think they decided to do this now, is because, you know, Sunset is broken, so let's just get it out, right? Another reason that I think that they did this is because a lot of people like myself, and you can make yourself known in the Twitch and YouTube chat now if you want, and I'm sure some of you watching at home as well, like Fracture and want Fracture back. They even mentioned it in the video, you know, when they were talking about the kind of last map rotation.
We've heard your feedback on map rotations. Trust us, we haven't forgotten that Fracture exists. We're looking at updating our schedule and cadence of map rotations going forward.
They mentioned, like, we know some of you are saying, like, oh, where's Fracture? So clearly they know that there must have been some response that enough people like Fracture and enjoy Fracture as a map that they want it back. And so that's another reason that maybe they did this a bit earlier, because one of the maps that they're getting, you know, rid of is kind of broken and they just want it out. And also there is big calls to bring back, you know, this map Fracture as well. Right, so I think that that is in part the reasons probably why. Ascent leaving and Lotus coming back in. Let's quickly talk about that. Ascent leaving, hallelujah. Right, I have longed for this day. This is a long time in the making for me that I wanted Ascent gone. In ranked, you know, it's a fine map to play. I don't agree with the people that think it's a good map to play in ranked, because I don't think it's a good map to play in ranked, because if you start on attack side and you lose the attacking pistol, I think it can be a very long day in ranked a lot of the time. So I don't agree. And for me personally, I've always thought, out of like all of the maps, Ascent is one that could really use with a rotation and them making some small tweaks to the map to make it easier to attack. Right? This is something that I've thought needed to happen for a very long time, right? It can just be small little things. You don't need to rework the map massively, right? But just little things like on the backside of B, maybe you cut out the sides so that they can't be on both edges of the wall, right? They can only kind of be in the middle kind of portion, just to make it easier for if someone is playing backside there. Also a bit easier to retake on B as well, right? For little things like, you know, maybe some of the choke points are a bit wider. Maybe an angle like logs doesn't exist anymore, right? Maybe you just extend that wall out and you can't play there anymore, just making it a bit easier to enter the site, right? Like little tiny changes like that that aren't, fundamentally breaking the map, but would just make it a bit easier to attack on, I think Ascent could use with that. And I hope that those changes do come, because if they do, that would be really good. I'm a bit cautious though about saying that, because I'm not sure they actually will do that, but I hope that they do. Lotus coming back, I'm assuming that Lotus will have no changes coming back. A lot of people, I always say that Lotus is like okay, but a lot of people in my YouTube chat here seem to like Lotus, and on Twitch chat here, they seem to be pretty big fans. So, it seems like one of the more popular maps, so, I'm sure no one will have too much of a problem with that. But overall, this is a positive, right? For me, this is like 2 maps that I would say, certainly for pro play, like watching it, pro play wise, this is insanely good. Like, this is like a massive win. For ranked and playing, I would say this is, for me at least, a win. Not that these were the worst 2 maps, but at least it's a win. And I was going through the maps, like in terms of a pro play meta for maps, other than Abyss, all the other maps are like pretty good to watch now, right? Fracture, Lotus, Bind, Haven, Split. I'm missing Pearl. Pearl, Pearl we'll see. But, the other 5 are good maps to watch in pro play at least. So that I'm excited for that. It should be a lot of fun. And these changes should come in before the season starts. So this should be the kind of 7 maps that we get to start the season. Which should be a lot of fun for VCT at the start of next season, because the map pool should be pretty good. We'll also be getting a new agent at this point at patch 10 as well. So that will be an exciting time for sure. And yeah, this is I'm just happy. I'm just happy basically in terms of agents and like some agent wins. Obviously but then again, I was gonna say KO because of Ascent and Sunset, but KO actually probably will see play on Fracture. The Duelist, would that be Neon or Raze? Don't know. The Fracture meta could be interesting. Obviously, when we left Fracture, you had kind of the EG Sova stuff. It's good for Brim, that's for sure. Brimstone is a winner in Fracture coming back. Jet maybe is a slight loser with Ascent leaving. Will probably be on Cypher, I would think, in Fracture these days, but maybe Killjoy could still see some play. I think the Fracture meta will be interesting, and Lotus as well with the Omen one-way change, might also, shake up that map a little bit as well to see, because we ended with Lotus as well, with the EDG kind of neon weird clove comp. So who knows? I think the meta on these maps will be somewhat interesting. Certainly more interesting than Ascent, but of course it couldn't be less interesting than Ascent. And yeah, I think I'm happy. The Twitch chats are happy. Amy2 is happy. There you go. That's all you need to see. Patch 10.0 next VCT should be a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you all then. We've just watched Fnatic get absolutely destroyed. Probably a video coming on that because it was god awful. But yeah, that's all from me. Say goodbye, everyone. Say bye. Bye, Twitch chat. Bye, YouTube chat. Bye, people watching at home. Bye.